Okay, good afternoon. My name is Rosa Patterson. I am the proud assistant principal here at William Henry Spencer High School, and this is our team. People often say it takes a village to raise a child. I would say this is a part, just a representative, a good representation of our village. And I'm grateful for everyone for taking the time out to be a part of this discussion today. Truly, you deem them as legacy leaders, but they have truly left a legacy here at Spencer High School, and we would not be able to do the things that we do without the input from everyone that's involved. So to go back to your questions, the first one was, how are you feeling? I would say refreshed, because on average, typically I would get like 4 to 5 hours a night of sleep from just dealing with administrative things. So with COVID-19, it has allowed us a chance to kind of have a little bit more flexibility with our schedule. But for me, I would say refreshed.
All right, thank you, Ms. Patterson. We are now going to hear from Mr. Rayford. Can you please respond to the same prompt? How are you feeling? You have to unmute.
Okay.
Yes. Introduce yourself too, and then we're going to respond to that same question. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So my friends call me Duke actually, versus Mr. Rayford. So everyone calls me Duke. Back home and in the Army. I stayed before. I'm a sergeant major working in the Pentagon right now. Today is not my best day. Yesterday for Mother's Day, I had to travel and return the body of a departed deceased soldier to the family yesterday. So kind of still a little bit emotional. Of course, like being there for the soldier and their family, but being Mother's Day was kind of rough, you know. But that being said, I'm glad I was able to call in today and I talked to everyone. I look forward to the conversation.
All right, thank you so much. Next, number 3, please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Lorraine Cody. I'm a parent here at Spencer High School. My daughter is a senior at Spencer. How I'm feeling today? I feel good. I really do. Had a wonderful weekend. Had a wonderful birthday this weekend as well. So I'm feeling good.
Awesome. Thank you so much and happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Number 4.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mr. Henson, and I am a teacher at Spencer High School. And I absolutely love being at Spencer. And today I am feeling relaxed.
Awesome. Thank you and happy Teacher Appreciation Week to you.
Thank you.
All right, number 5.
I'm Chris Jackson. I am alumni of Spencer High School, and I'm the owner of Celeron LLC, a consulting firm. And I am feeling energized. You know, over the weekend, we had an opportunity to work with my mastermind group, and we came up with some really great opportunities during post-COVID and going forward, and things that we can look forward to. So I'm feeling energized.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, number 6.
Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing well today. So, my name is Vinh Huỳnh. I'm a senior in Spencer. I'm from Vietnam, and I have been in US for 3 years. And today I feel really excited because be included in this group of people in this call, listen to everyone who are really inspiring.
Thank you so much. And thank you for being a student leader and representing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 7.
Hello, I'm Alea Gordon, a 9th grader attending Spencer High School. And today, for how I'm feeling, I would say amazing. I'm just watching grades going on Infinite Campus after all the hard work, seeing honor roll grades, all A's. No need to brag. But just seeing my hard work go and just spreading the positivity, I feel great.
Thank you so much for being a student leader as well, and congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And last but not least, number 8.
Good morning or good afternoon, everyone. My name is Judson G. I am currently the District and Regional Command Sergeant Major for all the Army Junior RTC programs here in the Chattahoochee Valley. I'm a retired soldier of 27 years. Good to see Sergeant Major Rayford. It's been a while since I've seen you at a battle. And how I'm feeling today, I'm inspired just to be on this call and know that there are leaders all over our nation that are willing to give their time to try and help the future leaders of our country, nation, and world.
Awesome. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. And thank everyone for their service and their commitment in all your respective positions. I really appreciate all that you're doing. I do believe it takes a village. And so I'll answer as well the same question. Jeneen Beck, parent, achievement specialist for school culture. And I just am a community builder. I love to serve and help others and to inspire and to motivate others. And so today I am feeling grateful for the new connections that I'm making. So the next question that I have, and Ms. Patterson, you're going to start us off again. The next prompt is, what have you been thinking as the crisis continues to unfold?
So what have I been thinking? I've been thinking about a lot, because in order to make sure that this is a smooth running, a well-oiled machine for our school and community, I've been constantly worried about the students, making sure that communication is essential for students, for parents. Some people have lost loved ones due to COVID-19. Some people have gotten sick with COVID-19. And so just mental health has been a huge concern for me.
Thank you for sharing that. Mr. Rayford?
Yes, I echo Ms. Patterson's comments. In my job, I kind of manage the Army installations around the world, and this is going to be a new for us moving forward with so many of the families and the soldiers, and we're still trying to figure out how to operate in this new environment, especially with the organizations overseas. So right now, my mind's been thinking about what can we do differently in the future, and how can we prepare for the next COVID type outlet that might be on the horizon.
Thank you for sharing that. Ms. Cody?
Yes, ma'am. I've been thinking a lot about my child being a senior. I've been thinking about how she has been neglected a lot, meaning because she won't be able to participate in a lot of things that we all, I'm sure, well, except for the students, have participated in, like walking across the stage, going to the prom, saying your final goodbyes to some of your friends at school and stuff. And another thing that really weighs heavy on my heart is I look at the world, and in the world I see, yes, it's a pandemic, but I hate that it took something like this for the world to come together. If we would have been come together before something like this happened, I think the world would have been a way better place. But I just really hate it took something like this for us to come together. I mean, it's not about color, it's not about anything. It just warms my heart now to see how many people are helping each other in a time like this. I mean, it just warms my heart how I see, even out in the streets, when I'm going to the store, how it doesn't matter who you are or what nationality or anything. Everybody is just willing to help everyone. But I just hate it took something like this for that to finally get to this point.
Thank you so much for sharing. Mr. Henson.
I've been thinking about my students a lot, and not just the ones in my classrooms, but the students at Spencer High School that I see in the hallway and that I speak to every day. And I really miss them. I miss the noise of the hallway. I miss hearing them talk. I miss those daily interactions with my students. I've been reflecting more on relationships and my spiritual well-being and connecting with friends who live in different parts of the country and some that live overseas. So I've been trying to find ways to connect with them and make sure that they're okay, and we check in every day on each other. So
thank you for sharing. Thank you. All right, Mr. Jackson.
Well, for me, it's truly multifaceted. The emotional aspects of COVID-19, I went through that rather quickly because I'm down here in New Orleans. So of course, for us, it started earlier. We've been on lockdown pretty much since the beginning of March. So the emotional aspects of it were rather rapid. Once the family was secure, I was able to move forward. But the two things that I thought about the most was, what does our community look like going forward? How do we look at this landscape and figure out what are the opportunities that we can take advantage of to grow our communities, to improve our communities. What resources can we bring in to rebuild our communities? What does our community look, smell, taste like post-COVID? And what does that mean for us as leaders? You know, how do we look at the financial situations and say, okay, these are opportunities for us as well? And then lastly, it's highlighted the divide in our country. The second thing that's been the most interesting to me or introspective to me is the divide in our country. You know, what are the underlying causes of such a great divide? And are these things new, or have they always existed? And then what does that mean after, you know, we come out? Because now the veil has been pulled back for many people. And now we're seeing some authentic sides of people that we didn't know existed before. So what does that mean for our communication? Not just in our communities, but to global partners, to fiscal partners as well. And how does that play out?
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Mr. Hien?
Hello. So to me, I've been thinking about my school, my classmates, my teachers a lot because I miss them and I miss my community. Also, I'm a little bit worried because my parents, my family, they get back to the business like in this month, and I'm a little bit worried because the pandemic is still out there, the COVID is still out there. But I try to get myself calm and get the positive energy, so and stay connected with others to make everybody is okay and calm to face what's going on. And I believe that everything is gonna be okay.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Ms. Gordon?
Yes, what I've been thinking about is everyone else's safety and health throughout this whole thing, especially because I have family members living in states with high cases. But at the same time, I just try to keep that inner peace and also spread that peace so that everyone can just be okay and not freak out totally.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And Mr. G?
Okay, what I've been thinking about the most is, what does the future look like? How do we move forward as a community, as a state, as a nation, as a world? Obviously, I can't control any of that. So what I really focus my attention and my thought process on is, what can I do as an individual to shape what tomorrow looks like, specifically for the graduating seniors. Like the parents said, that they won't get this back. This time will never come again. They'll never be in high school again. It's over for them. So what can I do as a small piece to give them something to remember, to cherish going forward?
Thank you. And I share in the thoughts that I've heard from many of you. I have a high school senior, and she's headed to Hampton in the fall, hopefully. I'm thinking about whether or not Hampton will even open up. I'm thinking about my 6-year-old first grader and helping with Schoology during the day while I'm also working. And so just multitasking and being successful, you know, as a former administrator, you know, you want to make sure the grades are good, but honestly, I'm thinking more about his social, emotional health and his mental state. And so it's been care over content for me. We get our work done, but we really focus on being family oriented, laughing, walking together, exercising, doing dance, and just having fun as a family and those family connections. I've also benefited from connections that as a high-paced administrator for years, I didn't take advantage of. I went for the first time to a virtual girls' high school Zoom reunion. I haven't been able to make it to Philadelphia to go home to do those reunions. And so for the first time, and it's been, since we've been home, we've done it 3 times already. Every 2 weeks, our girls high class of 237 is checking in just to say hello and checking on each other. The ladies of Howard University, Miss Camille Smith Franklin started a group that grew in several days to over 10,000 members that are ladies of Howard University. And we've been connecting and posting and just checking on. And so I have been thinking about how we can continue this energy, this creative passion that I'm seeing and this care from all over as we continue to move forward. So thank you. Our next question is, we all have a lot on our mind, but what are some positive things that you are doing that is still in your control? We have the restrictions in terms of going places, but we also have options. It's not our circumstances, it's our decisions sometimes. And so what are the things that you've decided to do to remain positive, to do things that are positive, or what are you doing that are in your control? If you want to share one or two things that you're doing. Some of you have already shared, so if you want to pass, that's fine. But if you want to share some more of the positive things that you're doing that's in your control, I would love to hear them. Ms. Patterson?
So for me, I would say some positive things that are in my control that we've been doing is I think I'm Chef Boyardee Patterson now, because I've been trying out so many dishes since I've been home and having more flexibility to be able to cook and try out new things. I've also challenged my student ambassadors to cook as well. And so hopefully Ben can find that. I think he did a sesame seed chicken or Vietnamese spicy chicken or something. But I've challenged the
Korean.
students. I'm sorry?
Korean chicken, Korean
Okay.
spicy chicken.
There we go. And so they've been sending me all kind of pictures. I think Mr. Henson, he did a pound cake, and that was something new. So cooking, we're gaining weight. We're trying to exercise a little bit more, but cooking has been a positive thing in our control, that we've been able to share different recipes with one another. I would also say communication. Several people actually have my cell number, and so they'll send text messages if they have concerns, because I want to minimize frustration for the parents and for the students. And one of the best ways you can do that is through communication. So like, for example, if Ms. Cody has a question, she doesn't have to email and wait for somebody to respond. She could just send me a quick text, I'll quickly respond back, and that will minimize frustration for parents. So I would say cooking and communication for me.
All right, thank you for that. I love those ideas. Mr. Rayford.
Yeah, so on in my day job, I think because normally in the Army we focus on mission related things, and the last couple of months we've been kind of forced to focus on the people, and although we focus on people a lot more, we've had time to reflect on how we treat, our soldiers, but not just our soldiers, but our families. I've had more time the last 90 days to kind of get around and do town halls, virtual and face-to-face, with a lot of family members to kind of spend this because I realized we've done a poor job over the years at communicating to them. So if anything, this has taught us, we got to do a better job, and we can. We really started to focus on what's important versus just being busy. And we got to that point, we're just being busy with work versus doing the right thing, take care of soldiers and families. And on the positive side, back home, we have some key right now, and I think I've had more conversations with them over the last month, between Cash App too. But I mean, conversations about what that I had a long time. I know it's I'm busy myself, but it's been a while since they started contacting me every day, and I've also actually met a lot of new classes. This is the time of year that my class per se, we start planning for events in August. I'm not sure if it's going to happen this year. We do a charity basketball game, so the events might happen this year. But I did see an uptake of other classes, a lot of younger classes, asking and reaching out, what can they do for the school? I've seen that in the last 15 years. So I'm not sure what triggered all that, but it was a good trigger now, because I think moving forward, we will have a lot of alumni kind of participating, not just the sport events and the stuff we do in the summer, but during the year, as far as about with the school. So those are my 2 things.
Awesome, thank you. Ms. Cody?
Yes, ma'am. I think one of the biggest things I can say is quality time. Being a single parent or what have you, and with my child being very active at Spencer, it seemed like I would get off work and go straight to Spencer, go to the volleyball game, go to the soccer game. We weren't getting home to 9, 10 o'clock. After we eat, we got to go straight to bed and do it all over again. But now, sitting back thinking, I know we're in a pandemic, but then again, on the flip side, it's a blessing because it gave me and my daughter this time to bond, to have that quality time together, because as of July, she's going into the Navy. So I looked at it and I was like, oh, okay, this our quality time together. And something else we have been doing, I would say, we've been walking. We've been taking evening walks, and that's been fun. And those are my two things.
Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. Mr. Henson.
Okay, well, yes, I've been experimenting in the kitchen, testing the limits of my insulin pump. So I've been reading books, doing some online book studies with church group, and working in my yard. I bought 40 bags of mulch. I've got 20 of them put out and 20 more to put out. So I've been trying to stay busy.
Sounds like it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I think that, I'm sorry, ready?
Yes, you were ready.
I think I've learned that the honey-do list is a bottomless pit. So it is never ending. But for me, the biggest thing for us has definitely been the quality time. Yes, of course, that's my life. And so the biggest thing for us has been, quality time. Like just as Ms. Cody said, our family's been, we're go, go, go. Our kids are constantly in one activity to the next. And, we were like that 9:30, 10 o'clock at night getting home and, then getting up the next morning, 6 o'clock, doing it again the next day. So it was like this virtual, not this perpetual cycle that we were on. So that's one thing. We've been able to sit down and play games, and we even taught our kids how to play card games. Because look, just in case you go to HBCU, these are skills you're gonna need. So little things like that we haven't had the opportunity to do. And then I think the second thing is positivity has just been, like I said, exercise and cooking and having opportunities to just talk. We've wanted to have a bigger imprint on our children, but now we actually have the time to do that. Community-wise, and I just want to add this one more thing. Community-wise, for us, being in New Orleans, it's been devastating to see how this whole thing has played out, and and again, trying to figure out, how can we better serve our community and what can we do, not just because we're in the medical field as well. How do we do this from a medical side? And being able to provide those resources. So positively for us, it's just been, where can we serve, and what are the opportunities for, and being able to have more quality time as a family.
Awesome, thank you. You have a wonderful wife, clearly a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. All right, next up, we have Mr. Henry.
Yes, ma'am. So I've been trying to get myself busy, productive, and influential. So I'm one of the leaders of my organization. It's called Your Unique Understanding Organization. This is an organization in Vietnam, and basically we help to improve the Content province, which is a poor area in Vietnam, and we also help the children there. And so far, we just finished a project promote about women's rights and feminism in Vietnam, and we are working on to build an online class for the children, especially the children in the orphan's house in Content. And because we created the programs, the classroom every summer to help the children prepare before the school start. And this year it's inconvenient for us to meet the children in person, so we are making an online class for them to learn. And basically, we will talk to them and teach them English, Vietnamese literature, and math. And for the next project, we're gonna make a summer camp for the children to play. And also we are trying to transform and our page, our website to into bilingual English and Vietnamese. So make sure we can like reach out outside of the Vietnam. We don't want to limit our organization just inside the Vietnam. So the positive thing is that I'm working with my team, my company, to give back to the community and contribute to my culture. So that's it.
All right, you have to love technology. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing. I'm talking and you're not hearing. I stopped my video. Okay, this is about being live. Miss Gordon, I think you're next.
Yes. The positive things that I would say are lots of prayer, and me and one of my closest friends, actually, we FaceTime since we can't see each other, and we FaceTime and we challenge each other with these ultimate exercises because quarantine weight gain is getting real. It really is. So we just challenge each other and try our best to stay active.
Awesome, I love that. Thank you so much. And Mr. G.
Yeah, I think the question is, what am I doing? What am I controlling during the pandemic? I've always been a competitor. So I've challenged all of my retired battle buddies worldwide to a fitness challenge. The goal is to eventually get up to 100 miles a week. Right now I'm leading. I've got one friend that's up in the Atlanta area. He's close on my heels, so I've got to step up my game. Second thing I'm controlling is really reconnecting with the family. Something we haven't done probably in the last 10 years. We have every evening we have family game night. So we play some sort of board game just to, again, we're all competitive to compete, have fun, and just get to know each other a little bit better and kind of our dreams, hopes, and aspirations. The next thing I'm going to do, Rosa, if you can let Tyler know, I'm going to put that same challenge out to the Boy Scout troop to walk at least 20 miles a week, and I will come up with a means of analyzing and recording everyone's activity.
Awesome, great ideas. So I am a music lover. So I have been taking songs where I love the beat of the music, and I've been doing write-overs and making up like songs on my own, using my own words to either inspire, motivate, vent, whatever it may be. And so if you follow me on Jeneen C.A.R.E.S, if you already looked it up, you may have seen some of the videos that I've created, using my family members, using myself, talking about my experiences. But just humor is something that I appreciate, music and humor. I've also created a lot of virtual groups to be able to connect. And I started this Jeneen C.A.R.E.S. And Jeneen C.A.R.E.S stands for caring, achieving, restoring, empowering, and supporting. And so while I was trained as a licensed trainer, I'm volunteering time to teach others about what it means to be a restorative practitioner and how you can do things such as what we're doing today to build community and just connecting. So I have a group on Facebook called Restorative Leadership 101. I have a group called Friends and Family and Faith, because my faith has been the thing that really has been able to get me through this crises and every challenge or obstacle that I have overcome in life. And so that's one thing. And then I have a professionally Mrs. Moms group, where I feel like I'm just trying to connect with the people that are kind of in my same work, or like, you know, working, being a mom, being married. And so just trying to find all the things that I'm a part of to connect with others and share, you know, happy stories, challenges, and things like that. So those are some of the things that I've been doing. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been great to get to know you and to hear what you're doing in your communities. And because you all have the connection of Spencer, what advice do you have for youth and parents in the Spencer community that you feel if they watch this, they could benefit from? And so think about it from a lens of someone who will be maybe walking in your footsteps, and go with it from that aspect, please.
So I think, first of all, let me respond to Sergeant Major G. He said he does 100 miles a week. I struggle doing my 2.3 miles on May 8th. So I don't know. Tyler can do the 20 miles. We're going to work together to try to get that done. So challenge accepted, sir. Advice, I would say advice to the parents would be, we're in this fight with you. The same way that the students miss their friends, our teachers miss the students, and they miss working together as colleagues. So we're in this fight together. To the students, I would tell you that we're working very hard behind the scenes to make sure that you receive the support that you need. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes, and you may see the result of it, but sometimes there's a lot of hard work that goes into that. For our top 10 students, Ben, by the way, is our salutatorian for the school. And for our top 10 students, we actually delivered signs to every home of the students who were in the top 10. And so that took some coordination and planning and money to be able to make happen. I know it was just a small gesture, but just to remind you that we appreciate the hard work that you're doing. To our alumni, I would say continue to do what you're doing. And the kids are standing on your shoulders, just like you stood on someone else's shoulders. Continue to do what you're doing and reaching out to the students. More than anything, the communication, I think, is important. That whole idea of having the oral history passed down, I think, was a lost art until COVID-19 hit. But it's forcing us now to really work on communication skills. So I would say, being transparent. Mr. Henson has been working with me doing the calls that we do. We started out doing them every day to pull in different people from different professions to be able to talk to our kids about challenges and things they've experienced. And I think everyone on the screen has either presented on the call or listened in on a call. And we learned a lot about each other. And I told Mr. Henson, the calls inspired me more than they did probably the students, because they gave some good tips. And we were just texting back and forth like, oh my gosh, did you hear that quote? I'm writing that down. And what book is that again? And so the sharing of information, I think, is truly important. But just knowing that, I think people get frustrated when they think that it's just them. They're in isolation. I'm the only person that's gaining weight. I'm the only person that's feeling sad or missing the students. You're not. Everybody is struggling with the same exact thing. And so when you know that, it builds a bigger community of support and reaching out, just like I think this call would do.
Thank you. Mr. Rayford?
Yeah. So I guess my advice would be for I had a briefing actually Friday with a bunch of younger sergeant majors, and it's funny when I say younger because I'm the old guy in the room now, as far as the Army. But I firmly believe you have the ability to make things better. You have the responsibility. So this to everyone, small, large, whatever it is. If you got some kind of way to make things better, you have to start doing that. Second piece would be and people have talked on this already, your spiritual, your physical, your mental, and your financial health. You can't fall backwards on this after we pass this COVID. I've been through other things in my lifetime, and we're concerned with ourselves and our families, and then as soon as things get back better, we revert back to our old habits. So I would just say continue to focus on those areas, because it's very important that you maintain that, especially you students, over the next your lifetime. I told students last time that I waited years down the road to figure out what I was gonna do. I wasted many years in the Army, just coming to work every day before I got focused. So I just say, hey, if you got the ability to do something, then do it. You're not told to do it. Don't think it's a bad idea. Don't think it's somebody else's idea. If you got it, you bring it. And like I said, the physical fitness thing, the spiritual fitness thing, stay with it. Stay with it. Health is important. Finance is important.
Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for your words. Ms. Cody, our parents.
Yes, ma'am. The advice that I would give somebody would be get involved more. Being a parent here at Spencer High School, I see sometimes a lot of parents are not involved like they should be, and it's a lot of teachers and administrators that go over and beyond for the students at that school, and it's amazing the family oriented how it is at Spencer. And if you're not involved, if you don't come around, you wouldn't know that. And even by my child, something I told her, I said, to help someone is a blessing. And everybody's talking about how can we go on as a community. Something I told her, I said, you're going on into the Navy. I said, yes, you're my only child. But what I'm going to do is, from now on, I'm going to sponsor a senior every year for somebody who can't maybe pay their dues or get their class t-shirt, who maybe can't even pay for their volleyball dues or soccer dues or something like that, because they have the school has to get the money from somewhere. And I challenged my daughter the same thing. And she told me, she said, yes, Mom, I'm going to do that too. So she already told one of her friends, next year, I'm paying your soccer dues. And if we as a community start doing things like that, we'll be able to go for it. We got to help one another. That's just the bottom line. For us to go for it, we got to get in there. We got to help and work. That's all. That's what all I have to say.
Thank you so much, and you said it well. Thank you so much. Mr. Henson.
Do I have to go after that? That was a mic drop, Miss Cody. That you know, that's one of the great things about Spencer, is that family coming together to support one another. So thank you, Miss Cody. I've seen it all year long, but that really sums it up. So thank you, Miss Cody. My advice would be to always ask someone how they're doing and be in that moment with them. You know, there will probably be, I'm sure, well, will be a lot of mental health issues that come from this quarantine, and especially with our young people. So when I talk to my students, I don't talk just about academics with them. I talk about how they're doing. I ask them how they're doing. And even though they may say, oh, I'm okay, sometimes they may open up and say, well, I'm struggling with this, or this is bothering me. But at least they know that you've asked and that you care. So my advice would be just always check in and ask someone, are they okay?
Absolutely. Thank you. I am also concerned about the mental health. All right, next up, Mr. Jackson.
Awesome. Well, first thing, as a parent, I would always say that, you know, they're watching us. And this is probably the prime time where we have the opportunity to set really good standards for our children. So as a parent, just be cognizant of that. You know, they're watching you learn risk behaviors and, you know, good and bad. And so for us, it's just an opportunity to look inside and be more cognizant and be more present and be aware for our children. Secondly, for the students, set goals, do new things, and you know, there are no failures in life. Everything is an opportunity to learn, and learn to extract the value and the lesson from every experience. And the more things you try, the more you grow. And then I will also say, always be a lifelong student. You never have this thing called life figured out. You know, it's a constantly moving goalpost, if you will, and it's constantly evolving, and you have to be evolving with it. And that's one of the greatest gifts that's allowed me to be able to open up so many doors. It's just like my good friend Duke was saying, you know, I wasted a lot of time. I spent 9 of my 11 years in the Air Force, like you said, just showing up for work and trying to figure it out. It wasn't until those last 2 years where I really understood and found my purpose and got really serious about that. And that's okay to just go. Sometimes you got to go forward and be in the process of moving in order to find what you're great at. But don't sit still and wait for it to happen. You know, it's an active process in learning. And then lastly, we'll talk about your emotions. Learn to master your emotions. You know, the quality of your life is a direct proportion to the quality of the emotions. So learn to choose your emotions wisely, and then learn to ask the right questions. You know, something happens, it's not necessarily good or bad. The only meaning it has is what you give it. So, you know, ask yourself, what does this mean? And then choose an emotion based on that question, instead of, you know, choosing a reactionary emotion. Those emotions are probably one of our most valuable tools for our antennas, if you will, for the world. And then lastly, what if it's all God's grace? You know, anything that happens to you in life, is not necessarily for you to feel bad about it. You know, what if it's all grace? What if that setback was the thing that put you in a position for, you know, the greatest opportunity and blessing in your life, and not get so caught up in things, because nothing is permanent. Any situations that we endure, they're not permanent. Anything that can be changed, it can be changed in a snap. But that really depends on your ability to maintain control of those emotions and stay focused in that space.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Mr. Henry, ready? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So first of all, I want to thank you for the advices that are really meaningful and valuable for me. So, and my advice for everyone is we have to stay healthy. We have to build ourselves a strong health to face with any problems and struggle. And from what I learned from Spencer, for who have a dream, a goal, or what they want to do, just be bold and confident to do it, and show no fear. Don't fear to fail. Don't fear to fall, because I know it doesn't matter how we fall. It matters how we stand up, and the way we stand up will prove that we succeed. So that's my advice.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for sharing, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Miss Gordon?
Yes, first I wanted to say that this whole chat from everyone who has spoken, it's amazing and so uplifting. I'm glad that I can participate in this. And my advice would be to not let shyness hold back success, because I'm a shy person, but I've learned, and I'm still learning, that you can't stay in your comfort zone and expect growth. You have to get out and try new things, which leads me to my next point, is to not settle for the minimum. For example, I'm, of course, as you all know, in the 9th grade, but in my algebra class, when I was done with my work, because my work is easy for me, so when I was done with my work, I would ask my teacher, hey, can I try some 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade math even, just to try it out. Just try new things and see. If one thing is easy, go to the next. Just don't settle just because that's all you have to do. Ask for new things and see if you can do that the same way, or if it's easier.
Thank you so much. I love that both of our students are sounding really prophetic to me. So thank you, Spencer community, for your leadership and what you're doing with these students. Thank you. All right. Next up, Mr. G, bring it up to.
I have 3 points of advice for not only students, but all of us. Preparation plus opportunity will equal success. And what I mean by that, don't procrastinate. Do what you need to do today, because today is the only thing that you have to prepare for tomorrow. And if you make it to tomorrow, you're that much more prepared. So always push yourself, because when that opportunity does present itself, if you're prepared, you're going to succeed. You're going to get that job. You're going to get into that school. Whatever it is you want to do, if you're prepared, your chances of being successful have been great. Your attitude will always determine your altitude. I mean by that is, if you have a positive attitude, people will see that, they will take note of that, and they're more prone to give you a hand up as opposed to a handout. They'll help you get to that plateau or that next level that you're looking for. But if you have a bad attitude, a negative attitude, focus on the negative things typically are going to come your way. And lastly, you're going to get knocked down. I served 27 years in the military, had an opportunity to go all over the world, and I failed. I failed a lot in my military career, but I didn't let those failures define me. It's okay to get knocked down, but it's not acceptable to stay down. You have to always get up, like Mr. Han said, get up, stand up, and continue to push, continue to drive, continue to fight, continue to prepare, because no situation, like Brother Jackson said, lasts for always. There's always a brighter day coming ahead. It may not be the next day, it may not be the next week, but you keep pushing, keep preparing, and there will be some success and some bright days in your life.
Awesome. This has been great for me. This is the best lunch hour that I've had in a long time. So I really, really appreciate your time. I think for me, advice is to continue first what you are already doing. You are all leading in your respective ways. You've all had experiences that you can share with others that will help them in their journey of being legacy leaders as well. As a principal, former principal, I had the motto of lead, and it was leadership, empathy, achievement, and determination. As a community builder now, what I'm looking at is lead again. And so I've created a new tag for it. And it's learning, and it's doing all the learning. I'm a lifelong learner as well, starting from the age of 2, learning Suzuki violin, all the way up to now I'm working on my doctorate at George Washington University. So always be a learner. And then empower others. You've had this experience, you have the questions, take them and use them with another community that you're in, whether it be student groups, whether it be your family, whether it be Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, anything, and empower others to do it, model it for them, and do it again with them. Also, I believe in the ability to achieve, and we want to action plan in order to achieve. And so the A would be, how will you be planning? I like that, Mr. G, what you said earlier about being prepared, and that is really, really important. So as you think about your great ideas that you might do or continue to strengthen what you're already doing, make sure you have an action plan, because you never know if somebody's going to tap you for your idea and want to see it in writing. And so have that plan. And then dream big and encourage others to do the same thing. So that's how we're going to lead in 2020 and 2021 and beyond. From my perspective, I thank you for your time today. I thank you for your leadership. I encourage you all to connect with me on social platforms. I'm on Twitter at FCPS Restorative, and other places, just Jeneen C.A.R.E.S has been my tagline. And yes, if you want to close us out with a one-word response about your experience today in this virtual community circle, if you can give me one word that describes how you feel about this experience that we just did today. So one word, and then we will say goodbye.
My one word is actually 2. Can I like push just one? Okay.
It could be 2. Okay. 2.
If it's hyphenated.
Okay, 2, Rosa.
Okay. So I see this group as problem solvers. You guys are amazing. Y'all bring solutions to the table. They will bring problems to me, but before they ask a question, it's like, look, here's how we can fix it. So I see this group of legacy leaders as problem solvers, and that's important to me. So I thank all of you.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Rayford, one word.
Enlightening.
Enlightening. All right. Thank you. Miss Cody, one word.
Uplifting.
Uplifting. Thank you. Mr. Henson, one word.
Encouraging.
Encouraging. Thank you. All right. Mr. Jackson, one word.
Grateful.
Grateful. Awesome. Thank you. All right, Mr. Hen.
I would say it's inspiring and fantastic.
Okay.
I know it's 2 words.
That's all right. You get it from Miss Patterson. It's all good.
Okay.
All right, Miss Gordon.
I would have to say joyful. It's just filled with a bunch of joy.
Thank you. And Mr. G.
Hopeful.
Awesome. Thank you. And I'll close us out with community. And I think that's really what it's all about, is building community. So thank you to the Spencer community for being legacy leaders in different places, checking in virtually today. We thank you for your leadership, and I look forward to staying connected with you.
Jeneen, can we